All right, Rock Addicts, this is DJ REM, and I have the guys from Rock and Roll Villain Society on the line. How are you guys doing today?
I'm doing awesome. Great.
Very cool. Let's start with, go ahead and mention your names and what your spots are in the band, and then go ahead and mention the other members that aren't here, please.
Okay, I'm Jay Schuyler. I am the lead vocalist and lead guitarist. And
I'm Cameron. I'm Cameron. I'm the drummer for the band.
And we're missing Gary right now, who is the bassist. So
yes.
Okay, very good. Thank you, guys. So let's start out with what's going on with you guys currently. What are you guys working on?
Yeah, we're currently recording our third album. After a little bit of tribulations over the last year or so, we finally have our own recording set up. So, and it's really sounding fantastic. So we're pretty excited about it, and we've got and we expect to have it done in the next 2 months or so.
Very cool. And where are you guys? Oh, you said you have your own setup. So how long did it take you to get everything ready to start recording, as far as music and things go?
As far as writing the album didn't take that long. The problem is our normal producer, who we did the first 2 albums with, had a baby, or his wife had a baby. We're not exactly sure. But anyway, so he only went to half days because he had to watch the kid, and we're going to Oakland, which is the town across the bridge from us, in rush hour traffic, and it was just taking forever. So at a couple other studios, we weren't pleased with the results, and we decided, you know what, this is like century here. We gotta do it like ourselves. And almost shocked at the results. Very excited.
Very cool. Anything to add to that, Cam?
Yeah, you know, we're stoked about doing it with the new modern technology. You know, with our recording artists who we recorded the first 2 albums with. You know, it was reel-to-reel tape, and it had a great sound to it too. It fit our style, but you know, there's only so much you can do with that. So it's already sounding 100 times better just from what we've recorded so far.
Very cool. I look forward to hearing it. I'm sure I'll get some samples when they're available, right?
Oh yeah, totally.
You'll skip to independent radio. Always gets it first, because independent radio has been our biggest supporter. We love you guys, so you will be in the first batch of people to get it. So
very cool. Well, I look forward to it. So how long, I know you guys have went through like a name change and stuff, but how long have you guys been together as a band total?
Jay and I have been together, we've been working together officially since April of 2002, so 10 years. We've been through many different members, but Jay and I have stuck together. You know, our chemistry's always worked perfect together.
It's funny, my last show with my last band was his last show with his last band. Apparently, would they fire you for playing too heavy, I believe?
Oh yeah, exactly. They tried to get me to tone it down. They're just like they'd hire percussionists and want me to just keep a steady drum machine beat, and after a while I just refused to, because it got pretty lame, and you know, everybody was always complaining that they couldn't hear me, and I was just in the background. So I just started playing louder. I was like, hell with it, and then they.
I remember they were all wearing the feather headdresses. Like, you ever play cowboys and Indians? You know, you have those like Indian headdresses,
right?
Like the really cliche ones. Everybody in the band that he was in was wearing one of those, like the toy cowboy and Indian headdress. And I'm just, I'm like, what was that supposed to have? To the singer I was playing with, and he's like, I know you're starting your own band now, Jay. It's like, here, you might want to give their drummer a call, man. Too heavy for them, but I think you'd love him. So, and that was pretty much it. Tried out, and I hired him right after the first rehearsal.
Yeah, I was the only one that night not wearing all those crazy clothes. I was the only one wearing black with a long goatee that was bleached blonde at the time. I was just too heavy metal for them.
Yeah, I mean, I don't want to make fun of their style, but I just didn't get it, man. So I don't think Cameron did too.
Hey, Cam, you never told me you were in the Village People, man.
Yeah, Yeah, I've always kept that underground.
Secret's out now, buddy.
Yep.
I don't think you're more as a construction worker.
I mean, it later came out that Bon Scott of AC/DC played the recorder for a band before he fronted AC/DC.
Is that a euphemism, man, or is that like for real? Played the recorder.
Okay, so how often are you guys able to get together and practice?
I mean, honestly, if there's one thing, we try and practice twice a week, but the reality is that with gas prices now, he lives in the South Bay. I live in San Francisco, and our studio and everything is in San Francisco. So, I mean, honestly, the reason we don't tour as much as we like is honestly it's just the gas. It really gets to be a killer. So we only get to rehearse about twice a week, or else we used to play like what, 4 times a week and stuff
3 to
like
4
that.
times a week before gas.
Yeah.
Back when gas was under $2 a gallon.
But recording stuff isn't free, unfortunately. So, we have to do a little more homework now. But I mean, the band still sounds great. It's a nice thing with playing with great players is that you can practice twice a week and it still sounds completely. It still kicks a lot of ass. So
Exactly.
So one thing I noticed lately these days is a lot of venues and everything. You have to pay to play. So what you guys take on that crap?
Exactly that. It's crap.
You know what? We sell a lot of beer, so we don't. We just typically we don't book those venues. All the this is in northern. I don't know where you guys are located, but in Northern California, that's a lot less common than it is in Southern California. And you know what? I've never minded if you have to sell a certain amount of tickets because it forces bands to promote. That's not a big deal. But and the one thing that kills us is like the battle of the bands and stuff like that. Where they're like we owe them X amount of dollars. We don't play battle of the bands. We don't do that kind of stuff because we think as sort of a more popular act that. We're kind of encouraging that kind of stuff, which basically just rips off like high school bands and stuff like that. So
right.
we try to avoid that. So.
All right. So this next question is for both of you, and I don't care what order you go in. But what were your musical influences? Can't barely talk. Growing up, and what got you into music and wanted to do this?
Darren?
Okay. Well, let's see. My main influences are, of course, Led Zeppelin, Iron Maiden, AC/DC. Actually, AC/DC was the very first rock band I ever got into. What got me into wanting to play music and start a band was when I was 10 years old. My best friend's older brother had a rock band out in his garage, and I was totally envious. And that's when I decided to save and buy a drum kit. Told my parents I already knew what I was going to do when I grew up, that I was going to be a rock star. Of course, they both chuckled and said, "Don't count on it." Told them I was going to start growing my hair long, and they're like, "Oh, you're not old enough to be making decisions like that."
Yeah, for me, obviously, my favorite player by far is Jimi Hendrix. I'm from Central New Jersey, same town as Bruce Springsteen. A famously lame place of the country. It's a death trap. It's a suicide rap. Got to get you out. That's my hometown. As exciting as it is, do there cars or play guitar. It was really, a great. I love classic rock, but I also with punk rock and heavy metal. So probably I love Danzig. I liked Metallica before their sort of newer corporate thing. Jimi Hendrix, Pink Floyd is probably my all-time favorite band.
Yeah, we both love Floyd.
Yeah, everybody likes Pink Floyd, right? Because I know it's like need to be cool to say like, oh, I love this Sid Barrett Pink Floyd. I'm like, dude, right? I've got a bike, I can ride it it's like Dark Side of the Moon, Animals, Wish You Were Here, and The Wall, man. I'm sorry, 70 Floyd is where it's at, man. Gilmore all the way for us, man.
Yeah, totally. We're also big fans of Black Sabbath.
Oh, yeah, of course. Sabbath. Zeppelin. I like a lot of the '60s psychedelic acts too, like Big Brother and the Holding Company, Jefferson Airplane, and I even like the '70s cheesy Starship stuff too. But well, I guess I don't tell anybody, but because we're on the radio. Miracles, I love that stuff. But Dead Kennedys, the Misfits are an all-time favorite band of mine. Like Megadeth, Slayer. Probably relate to Slayer more than any other band, So I'm gonna put Slayer in there.
Out there.
Yeah.
Cool, guys. So, how did you guys come up with the name Rock and Roll Villain Society for the band? Where'd that come from?
You know what it was? My original name for the band was Devolver, and this is back in aren't there anymore. Anyway, quoted on the name, and they wanted Radio Star SF. So I'm like, right? Anyways, so we're building the websites and doing all the there's a lot of infrastructure, kind of like boring stuff you got to do just to even have a band that plays out, right? Building the websites and building mailing lists, stuff like that. Anyway, so I was told by several people, right, that, well, you should start your own fan club. And I'm like, you know what? That's kind of ridiculous because, A, it's kind of, I don't know, I think it's kind of cheesy to start your own fan club. And B, it's kind of ridiculous to be a member of. So I'm like, start a fan club. Sort of, evil secret society kind of thing. With skateboards.
Hey, we're having some problems with your phone. It's cutting in and out a lot. I can barely hear anything.
Apologize. Okay. Hang on. Let me find some better perception here. Is that better? Can you hear me? Anyways, so finally, and I figured we just changed the band name to that when everybody figured out Radio Star SF was a terrible name. As it was, nobody ever sort of agreed. So anyways, after our last bass player, who liked the old name, after he left, I was just like, you know what? I can't call this band Radio Star SF because the problem is it has absolutely nothing to do with what our music sounds like. I think Rock and Roll Villain Society pretty much spells it out. And plus, you're promoting, you hand a flyer to somebody, people get that it's a rock show.
Right.
Right? With radio, it's not like, is this a club? Like, no. This is clearly a rock and roll band. So.
Very cool.
And
so where can people find more about you guys? What social networking sites, your website? Go ahead and just throw out the addresses so people have places to go look.
VillainSociety.com, www.villainsociety.com. That's VILLAIN. I think the browser will actually correct it for you. We have, 60,000 people if you're still on MySpace. Cameron, do you know the Facebook offhand?
Yeah, there's. I wasn't really able to change the URL for that. It's just, I just have it as Rock and Roll Villain Society. You type that in, and it'll pop up.
Oh, in Facebook?
Yes. And then of course there's Reverb Nation. The URL on that still says Radio Star SF, but it's we're up on there, and we have several MySpace pages.
What about the YouTube?
Yep, you can find us on YouTube. I just type you can either type in Radio Star SF or Rock and Roll Villain Society. If you type in Rock and Roll Villain Society, we'll definitely pop up.
Okay, cool. And speaking of YouTube, after I go through and edit this interview, it will be on YouTube. Just so you know.
Excellent.
Nice.
Okay, so here's a personal question for you guys. If I grabbed your iPod or your MP3 player, however you listen to music from you guys, what would I find you listening to right now?
Player.
On my stereo, I don't have like a portable thing because I'm convinced that headphones are going to destroy my hearing. But the entire, basically the studio PA system is like hooked up to my stereo. Like that's not going to destroy my hearing. But anyways, I have Animals by Pink Floyd on there. I love, where he's doing the pig noises with the talk box. The oink, oink, oink. I love that stuff. It kills me every time. So
Very nice. And what do you guys do to relax when you're not practicing and not working? I mean, what do you guys do to kind of to unwind and just recharge?
I work for a nightclub, so I'm pretty much out 6 nights a week. So if I'm not out, I'm playing guitar. If I'm not playing guitar, I'm promoting for the band. You know, I mean, I teach guitar for a living. I really don't do much except for play guitar. So I love music. It's my 100% of my life. There's nothing better I could be doing with my life. So there is no real unwinding. You know, I've worked very hard to like do what I love for a living. So
very cool.
Yeah, exactly. And I pretty much run my own business. And when I'm not online promoting the hell out of the band, I'm trying to keep my business running to make enough money to fund the band. But the band is my child. Got to keep it supported.
Exactly. Oh, one thing I did forget to ask you. On your guys' website, do you have like merchandise for sale that people can buy?
We have CDs available through CD Baby. We just sold out our last T-shirt, but we should have another batch of those in a week or so. But that could all be found through VillainSociety.com. Yeah, but we do have the first 2 albums available, and we do have, if you get it from an online store, and you have one that still has an old album cover, we do have the new album covers, which was reprinted with the name in case they have some old stock. Please let us know. We'll get a Rock and Roll Villain Society album cover out to you as soon as possible. So,
very cool. And hey, so if I go to your website and buy the CD, will you guys sign it?
Absolutely.
Okay. I didn't figure you would mind, but you know.
Oh no, would you mind? I thought you said could we find it? Sorry, cell phones are a special thing. Oh no, please. I'm sure you. Didn't we send them both? Did you have them already? We should have sent those to you.
No, all I have is tracks.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, we're gonna get the first 2 albums in the mail for you as soon as possible. I assumed you'd already had them, so.
Okay, that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, send me your address on Facebook or my regular email, and
okay,
we'll get them out to you.
Cool, man. Appreciate that. That's awesome.
No problem, man.
So, what's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you guys at a show before?
Oh, God. Am I allowed to tell this one, Cameron?
Yeah. Go for it. I trust your judgment.
All right. Dude, okay, this is what happened to our last bass player. We're on tour in Reno. I don't know what happened. His girlfriend has way too much to drink, freaks out in a biker bar, just starts pulling hair on our last bass player, running out into the street, screaming and yelling like a lunatic until the cops come. And this was just like 2 weeks ago, man. Like, it was absolutely insane. So, yeah, and this has been somewhat some drama. So this is why we swapped bass players within the last couple of weeks. But yeah, that's rock and roll, man. You know,
that's wild.
Yeah,
Cameron likes to play. He's crazy.
Rock and roll.
So. What am I gonna do?
What you got for me, Cam? What you got crazy?
What's that?
I said, what do you got crazy? You got it. Come on, man. You got to have another story.
Oh, okay. Should I tell them about the Roosters Roadhouse event, Jay?
Oh yeah. Tell them what's on.
Yeah. We were playing this little hole in the wall, and over across the way from Oakland in Alameda, and you know they had a reputation for calling the police on bands so they wouldn't have to pay them.
Oh, nice.
And they were they wouldn't get they wouldn't give us free drinks or anything. They were harassing Jay and his girlfriend, harassing our bass player, harassing this one friend of ours because they thought he was gay and he was from San Francisco, and they were obviously ripping the other 2 bands off. So we just went on stage, and Jay was like knocking the microphone stands off. The sound man would come up and put it back on because the sound men were obviously messing with our sound, trying to make us sound like crap.
I walked onto the stage, and this dude who barely spoke English, only spoke German, said, "They are screwing us. They are screwing the sound." Oh my God, that's exactly what he said. But
Oh man, crazy! Thanks for sharing those stories. I appreciate it.
Yes, but we had a kick-ass end. We ended with like a 10-minute drum solo of mine, and after Jay just soloing down at the end of the song, then Jay he kicked the microphone stand off the stage one last time, and the microphone fell, and the grill broke. The sound man comes out all raging at us. So I want you guys to get your equipment off of the stage now. You guys are never to play here again.
I only knocked it down the last time. It fell down. The microphone stand wouldn't stay up. I only knocked it down once. And then, of course, they call the cops, right? And I'm looking at everybody in black wearing skulls and stuff, and I'm like, all right, guys, nobody mentioned the words punk or metal. Anybody does that, I'm going to smack them when we get home. Anyway, so they come, and we gave them the usual rock and roll story. Look, man, we're just blue-collar guys. We do this for extra money. We're a classic rock band. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
We told them this was part of our stage show. They said it was cool. And, yeah, so they sent us on our way. But, I told us maybe we should avoid playing Alameda. So, say Alameda.
Nice. Okay, one more crazy question for you. Who spends the most time in front of the mirror getting ready for a show?
Oh God.
I don't know. His hair's kind of pretty. Honestly, I personally would like to spend the most time in front of the mirror, but I'm usually soldering all of our gear back together and reassembling stuff. So, assuming everything works, it would be me. But, since it never seems to work out that way, I'm going to have to go with Cam because there's only two of us.
Okay. So what sets you guys apart from other bands? There's a lot of bands out there, obviously, and why should people come to your shows? Why should people buy your albums?
I think, quite frankly, we're big fans of guitar. We love jams, guitar, drums, bass, three-piece rock, and you know what? There's a certain spirit to rock. And, most of our fans are metal fans, but we consider ourselves a rock and roll band because we kind of think of metal as more having the heavier monster vocals nowadays for modern metal. But, we feel that there's a spirit, pick it up, play the hell out of it kind of spirit that we're trying to capture. And, I always play with the best musicians. These guys are awesome. And, we really try and make we like metal or rock with the vocals where they sing. We try to have backing vocals, so we work very hard trying to keep that vocal sound together, because as much as we love the monster vocals, and I listen to tons of bands with it, A, I can't really do it, and B, I think there's a real desire in the kind of scene for bands to sing and can shred, so it's a lot of fun. Come on out, everybody gets laid, it's all good.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree. You guys definitely rock. Every time I play you guys on my show, everybody that's in the chat or tuned in, I always get feedback. Who are these guys? They're really good. So, yeah, keep doing what you guys do.
Thank you, and you guys are fantastic as well. I got to say, you have one of those actual professional DJ voices, which is very nice to hear nowadays. Clear, really get the point across. Like us on cell phones, we're not, I can sing, but you can just tell, even just by this conversation, right, that you guys are absolutely pro, and we really appreciate you having us on today.
No, we totally appreciate, I've been playing you guys, your music for, God, probably 4 years now, and it's good, we find bands that we like, and we play them. That's a great thing since I've moved to Rock Addict Radio, is that's all I play is indie bands and unsigned bands or bands just up and coming. We don't even play any mainstream because there is so much good stuff out there that people have not heard, and that's my goal, is to get bands that have not been heard enough out there. So that's what we do.
Yeah, we need more stations like you.
And we love listening. It's great to hear our own stuff, but there's so much great independent music out there. And the corporations, they're not making the money off of it. They're selling us the Everly Brothers or the New Kids or the voice, whatever the heck it is, again and again and again. That's where the real music comes from. Americans have the greatest music in the world, and it's out there. It's just not being sold to you by the corporations, and independent radio like you guys is the place to go for it.
Right. Well, and that's the thing, is because just like you guys who, it costs you money to do your thing, it costs me money to do my thing. Nobody's paying me. This is something I do out of passion for music. There's no other motive here except for wanting to listen to good bands and wanting to get to talk to cool guys like you. That's what does it for me.
Well, getting interviews and being a part of things like you put together there. I mean, I know how much work a band is. I can just imagine a radio station. So, I mean, it's very impressive, and we love you guys.
Very cool. Okay.
Yeah.
Anything else that you guys want to say about the band that I have not asked or talked about with you?
Well, we're going to be getting a bunch of new. We have new logos and new designs for T-shirts that are coming up. So you might want to check those out in the next week or two. Check out the website and the Facebook and all the other sites. And past that, it's taken us a little bit of time to get this last album out, but that's because we're not going to release anything unless it is fully up to standard, unless it's something that we would go as kids or as adults and buy in the store. So when you get it, it'll be worth the wait. So we apologize to all our fans who've been waiting a bit for the third album, but it's coming. We've got all the tools ourselves, and it's going to rock. So.
Yep.
No doubt in my mind. And make sure, hey Cam, make sure that as the new logos and all that stuff comes out, make sure you hit me on Facebook, and so I can help spread that, because I will spam the world for you.
Absolutely, I appreciate that, bro.
So, okay, I have one last thing to ask. You and me have already done this, Cam, but maybe you guys can do it in conjunction. I would love a couple more radio tags,
Awesome.
So the first one will be a generic station tag that I can send all the DJs. So you guys can just say, you can say your names and say this is Rock and Roll Villain Society and you're listening to rockaddictradio.com.
Okay.
So we say our names first and then...
Yeah, that'd be cool.
Okay. This is Jay Schuyler.
And Cameron Landers.
And you're listening to Rock Addict Radio. And we...
Let's,
That name, Cameron.
yeah, I know, exactly.
How about this one? Cameron, one more time. This is Jay Schuyler.
And Cameron Landers from Rock and Roll Villain Society.
You're listening to Rock Addict Radio.com.
Perfect. Man, Cam, you guys do that almost as well as you and I.
Yeah, we've been working together a long time. It flows naturally.
we normally have some silly joke we throw into it, but I'm sure I'm material. I'm not a comedian. I have limited material. So.
Okay. The last one now, same thing, but that you got to add in there that you're listening to DJ REM at Rock Addict Radio.
Okay.
So exactly. All right. This is Jay Schuyler.
And Cameron Landers from Rock and Roll Villain Society.
You're listening to DJ REM.
The one and only on rockaddictradio.com.
Perfect, guys. Thank you very much.
No problem, man.
Okay, well, I totally appreciate the time you guys took to talk. Unfortunately, I have another interview in 5 minutes because I could keep talking to you guys for another hour. So.
Awesome. I'm going to go spray paint an inverted pentagram on a 7-Eleven in your honor. We love you.
Sweet.
So.
Absolutely.
Okay, and then as soon as I get this edited and up on, I'll make a little banner and I'll get it up on YouTube, and then I'll send you guys the link so you can post.
Fantastic.
All right, I'll talk to you guys later.
All right.
Have a great day.
All right. Thanks, Rem.
Yep. Bye.